Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, a long story about what just transpired in the last hour or so, but the next thing is I'm going to do a quote unquote interview with Gemini, and we're going to talk about various topics. Yeah. We might talk about history, but it's more likely that we're just going to talk about whatever topic comes up while we're communicating. So, going to do that. I think I'll turn one or more of these fans down for just a minute. Okay. Go that way. There we go. All right, you guys. We've done what we're doing. I like Gemini because when I talk to her, I can give the public a very good understanding of any topic, well, almost any topic that we talk about, whether it's a painter like Frida Kahlo, or it's the Continental Congress, or the history of ancient Europe. Okay, this phone is at 14%, and we need it, so instead of shutting it off, we're going to just use one of these extra long cords and just keep using it like we don't know any better. So that, and you're there, and that's there, and we're going to tape the show on Zoom. So that's good. This phone is at 100%, which is nice. And this one over here, the green one, we're going to supposedly leave open for Paul. Okay, Paul, please do get in touch with me. Please do get in touch with me. Yes, we can still do your show today if I'm awake, and I am currently awake because, surprise, surprise, I'm doing a different show with a different guest right now, but it's the type of show that I can interrupt to do your show. So if you text me, I will be using the Zoom for the other show, but if you text me on this phone, which is, let me go look at the phone number. This phone is 408-209. This phone is 408-209-3092. And yes, that is the same on WhatsApp as well as everywhere else. You're welcome to text me on this phone, or for that matter, even call me on this phone, and we can do your show right away. So, talk to you soon. I hope you're well. Alright, I've written him a lot there, so a lot in the last 20 minutes. Let me make sure this thing is on ring, and yeah, it is. It's on ring. So, plus we can also check the sound thingy. That's another note. Okay, so now it's on sound. So that's good. So that's ready to go if he calls. Oh my God, people. Alright, what else we got? That's the white phone, which I possibly don't need right now. I'm not sure. I'm going to give Gemini there. You guys are there, so white phone is doing okay. Alright, let's begin to commence to start. Alright, let me see. Gotta have my earphones in, which I have to go drag from the, oh my God, back to the computer. And I don't know what to do with Gemini, although could I be sophisticated? Oh! It won't show up on the, in fact, I don't think I can do it this way because there's no external thing. I can't use the computer for a Zoom unless I have the earphones in. And I don't know how this is gonna work. So I think we can't do it as a Zoom. I think the only way we can do it is as a phone capture thingy, which means you. Yeah, I think so, because there's things wrong with the computer. All right, so I guess we're gonna do that or not. It's kind of early in the morning. I'm worried about waking up my housemate. I don't know. Maybe I just won't. Or I could do a show with myself. Talking on Zoom, I could do that. I could like read my poetry or, yeah. All right, let me think for a minute, and or take a break, and or go fall asleep somewhere. I would like to do a show that I can turn into Jim Ducey as a show that could possibly go to KMBT. And what I could do, which would be fun for me, oh God, there comes my 425. This is the scam thingy again. It's being a little more bold these days. It's coming on more frequently. Yeah. Alright, let's go see. Oh God. Oh Lord. Lord God, hear our plea. So yeah, this morning this thing has just since midnight. It's only 4:25. It's come on, and sometimes I'm not even on the computer. So when I'm not on the computer, it doesn't come up unless there's movement, I guess. So it's come on at 12:05, 12:15, or 12:13. Then I took a break, and then it came on at 2:34, 3:11, 3:21, which is only 11 minutes apart, not 30 minutes apart. And then it came on at 3:41, which was only 20 minutes instead of 30 minutes. Now it's coming on at 4:25, which is what? 25 plus 20. 45 minutes. So it's becoming less predictable and all that stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to think about, I have a newer and still unfinished poetry manuscript that I've been working on for probably a year, called the Z Poems. And it's really unpolished, incomplete. I think it's only maybe a third or a fourth of the way done. I only write a poem in there every few somethings, days, weeks. Not very often. I don't work on it very diligently. So there's that. Oh, but it would make a nice thing for KMVT television, and it would give Jim something. And I wouldn't have had to interact with any of my guests about it and all that stuff, because it's me. And yeah, so I'm gonna leave that there. This we can get rid of. This we can probably get rid of. And I could do these Z poems in two different ways. Oh, I need that other thing I just erased. Part of it, the manuscript, is in my Google Drive as a text file. The way I've written them is I write them as emails to myself. So yeah, so some of them are still not carried over, but I will work on that. And we need to do the show as 28 minutes, because that's what a place like KMVT wants and needs. It's a TV station, so we need to have a timer going. Let's get that in place. Oh, okay. So, timer. There's a clock. There's the timer. We'll set it up for, 30 minutes minus. If I said 27, that would be, if I said 26, that would give me like a minute and a half. Yeah, let's do that, 26. Alright, I don't know how I'm going to turn this on, because sometimes I mess this up badly, as you already know. Let's see here, 2 phones here. That one I just have to push the button on, so hopefully that'll work. Gotta go find my material, which is, one of them is there. Here is version 23 from February 1st. Let me see what we got there. Well, this thing apparently is 18-inch type, and it's 200 pages, but it's not really saying much, given that it's 18-point type is way big, and I'm going to just put it way bigger so I can see it. I just put it up to 24-point type, and now we have 321 pages, and just for fun I could take it down to 10-point type, which is probably what it will be in the real world. See how many that is, because I do have other pieces of this book not in the manuscript part. I have it in the email, like I said. So at 10-point type we have, oh come on, that's not right. Sure, that's not right. Let's do that. Okay, let's see if this meets with reality or not. Yeah, it's pretty good. So when we're at 10-point type, we have 146 pages, which is not bad. Still, it's clumsy in there, so it's... So right now I'm doing the pre-work with you, because I'm obviously gonna check this out and see if it's usable, and especially since it's kind of an in-progress thingy. So yeah, gonna make some more line spacing here. Trying to be sensitive to Mr. Adegwe, who has not texted me. Alright, these mounts apparently start out as Z1 was the first one, and then they went from there. Supposedly that's what's happening, so very fun stuff, actually. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Okay. And we need to do a show that's, like I said, 28 minutes, so I probably ought to what? Maybe I'll set a timer for, like, I have one set for 26 minutes, so maybe I could set another one for 25 minutes just so that I'm just so that I am doing, or even 24:30. That's a little too technical, but I'll go for it. Alright, there we are. Alright, and that's gotta be somewhere, I don't know where. Oh, I don't know, we'll just leave it over here somewhere. Alright, and this one we probably could just do the same thing, because I have a feeling that this is not going to be... Hello. Got a feeling that this is going to be... Okay, let's kick this, folks. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to make a show. Alright. So, there we are, doing this. Okay. And the document we're reading is over here, so that's good. A wing a wet, in the jungle. Okay. Let's get our two. Get our two timers going. Okay. Okay, let's do what? All right, here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of In Our Community, a show that's been here on KMVT Television in Mountain View for many, many years, certainly more than 10, probably more than 15. It came out of a show I did earlier called Community Balance. And of course, I'm Mark Isaac Potter, your guest on the show today and owner of the show. I'm going to walk you through what I'm doing here, if I may. Going to set two timers, one for like 24 minutes and one for 26 minutes. A show like this on KMVT television is ideally supposed to be 28 minutes and 30 seconds. 28 minutes and 30 seconds, or as close as we can get to that. That gives a community access station like KMVT time to put in some public service announcements in between the shows. They don't run commercials per se, of course, but so yes, you're going to see this on YouTube and at KMVT's YouTube channel. You're going to see it on their TV station, Channel 15. You're also going to see a version of it on my other YouTube channel, which I call a podcast, which is called Mark Isaac Potter Presents. And many of you know me from my years at actually working inside the building over when the TV station was on Kingfisher Terrace. No, not Kingfisher Terrace. Terabella in Mountain View. So my phone number, by the way, is 408-209-3092. 408-209-3092. Please do leave a clear, repetitive message with your name and phone number. So in today's show, I'm going to be reading to you some of my newer poetry. I get a lot of requests from people for me to read my poetry on the air. Some of my previous manuscripts, such as audiovisual and others, have been read at least in part, on the air over the years. But in the last 2 or 3 years, I've been working on a new manuscript, like writers tend to do. And that new manuscript is called, the running title is Z Poems. Z Poems. That's the running title. So I'm going to read you a few of these pieces. You might notice that my face is going to get more lit up when I switch over to the screen that has the manuscript on it, because this screen is Zoom. I'm taping this on Zoom at home, and we'll send it in digitally to KMPT. The other computer screen I'm going to use has the manuscript in it, but it's white on black ink right now, white on black print. I could have probably changed it if I knew how to do that, but all right, so let's get into it, because time is a-wasting here. I love you guys very much, by the way. I would ask you to please continue to support KMPT the way you have over the years. I've spent a lot of time in the cities that KMPT services, like Los Altos, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Cupertino, and others. I'm sure I'm forgetting one or two cities, for which I apologize. All right, let's try to get into this if we can. So I'm going over to the manuscript. Okay, this manuscript is called Z Poems, and the pieces are numbered. Sometimes they have a title, but so far, as a work in progress, many pieces do not have a title per se. They just have the letter Z with a number. So, not unsurprisingly, the first piece is called Z001. And here we go. I am a disabled person. I do not want to tell you, but there's no other way to explain why my poem has such a weird positioning of the letters and birds. Sometimes the machine puts down the wrong word, and sometimes I put down words that are the right word that seem like the wrong word. Please attempt to not play with my mind. There's so little left of it. Now that I am a salesman, I feel like Wallace Stevens. People who loved me just 40 years ago now despise me greatly. People who have loved me just 9 weeks, though, despise me greatly and greatly. I've made my calls. This is not a poem. This is not about my friend Daniil Carms. There is no hope for me. I have gone over to the dark side. Now that I am writing hundreds and hundreds of poems about being a salesman. My house is being. The high school children in the neighborhood who are in the writing club at the high school are throwing feces on the front of my home. One of them smashed a window in my car and put feces on the driver's seat. Never as I didn't say the sword. Never as I didn't say the sword. I used to say a certain word all the time. I'm thinking about buying my first suit. I am thinking about buying my first business suit in more than 30 years. I am very poor. I need the money to get the heat turned back on. I need the money to buy food that I can no longer. When I go to the grocery store, I have to say hello and goodbye to the food. I love them because I can't take them off the shelf. Thank you very much, folks. I appreciate that. That was a hard one to read, but you guys are very dear to me, and I do enjoy reading to you. I've written 40 or 50 of these pieces so far, and obviously we're only going to do a few here on the show. So if you have questions, 408-209-3092. This is Z002. The sun is going safely sideways across the sky. I always need to repeat that I am a disabled person. That is an open-ended comment. Oh my God, sustainable drones, comma, environmentally friendly too. I am discovering that is to be happy, is to enjoy my life, to have joy and jest in my life. Let me interrupt the flowers while they're blooming. Apparently, I am not using punctuation. I am voicing this to the machine, and sometimes the machine makes mistakes. For me to be happy, I have to hold on to and protect and grow my hatred, my despicable behavior is my powerful ability to nurture people, my love of volunteerism. The roses in the yard. After 12 and a half days of negotiation, have said that it's okay for me to interrupt their blossoming. There are only 2 bees left in the United States. Soon the flowers will brush the blossom already dead. But for now, now. The flowers in my yard are blossoming beautifully. Astounded by their beauty and how happy it made me, I don't interrupt them after all. I just let them grow. Thanks to my caregiver, they are here. That they are here at all. No one knows the depth of my disabilities. My mental illicitly is elaborate of terror. My mental illicity is elaborate of terror. I am so happy today. I might try to say something to you. Number one, I am an absurdist. There is such a movement in literature and theater. I also find it powerful to use words in an unexpected way, use words in unexpected places, so as to kind of wake up the mind and have us look at things in a fresh way. So that is part of what I am trying to accomplish when I do these pieces for you. Z003. You cannot write about prune juice. No one wants to hear it. I'm sitting in my home office, trying to make the prune juice last as long as I can. I need to drink it, but I also need to make it last. Who are you? Why do we do what we do? The printer shuts at the cup. It is easier for me to pick up a cup than it is for me to pick up a glass. Sometimes the blackbirds fly into my room. They have a hunger for printers. Sometimes they are starlings flying into my room. The starlings and the blackbirds do not get along. And no, I did not leave a window open. Somehow they figured how to fly through the clash. Somehow they figured how to fly. No, the glass is not broken. My spirit has been trashed. The glass that I tried to pick up is now broken. Are prunes broken? What I mean is, when you take a prune that's probably still alive, and you crush it to death to make it into juice. What if we crushed animals to death and made them into gears? That would be horrible. Yeah, do you think it's okay to crush fruit into juice? I am complicit because I am drinking it. The starlings and the blackbirds are fighting to the death outside my window. Thank you, folks. I so much appreciate being able to write these pieces and read them to you. I know my work is unconventional, but then that's life in the big city, you know. That's what poetry's supposed to be. Everything else is so conventional. Almost by definition. So I'm going to start poem number 4. Not sure how long it is. We have 4 minutes on the small clock and 8 minutes on the bigger clock, so we'll see what happens. Poem number 4, and it has a little note here, or a parenthesis, that says that this poem is from another manuscript that I'm working on, a non-fiction manuscript called Diary of a Mentally Ill Person. So I don't know how long this piece is, but it's too long, I'll stop in the middle. At least you'll get part of it anyway. All right, so we have here, I am learning how to work. Today I can see that I am trying to do too much, and I'm coming back. I've been working very long days for about 7 weeks. This might be a nonfiction piece about work. I'm sorry to have to repeat myself, but I'm doing this with my voice because my hands are acting funny. When I do this with my voice, the words do not come out correctly all the time. I should have put this material in my new book. No, I'm not supposed to tell people that I'm writing a book. It's a stream of consciousness book called Diary of a Mentally Ill Person. Excuse me while I start getting the work done. Okay, now we're being interrupted right now, for real, because I have a scam program on my computer. I am not joking. I'm reading this at 5 a.m. on the 14th of June, 2025. I realize this might not get to you for months and months and months, but over the last 3 or 4 months, my computer has had this hack where I have to skip through a series of 5, 6, or 8 advertisements from big name companies who I certainly would love to name here on the show. big, big, big companies that you would recognize. And for some unexplained reason, they have sent me this hack, which is a series, like I say, of, depending on the time, 5, 6, or 7 full screen advertisements that I have to skip through each one in order to get back to using my own computer. And this has been happening, I'm not joking, this has been happening every 25 to 30 minutes, not every day, but most days, every 25 to 30 minutes for about 2 months, so about 60 days. And boy, would I love to tell you what companies, but I just figure they'd find a way to sue me into insanity. So at least I'm publicly letting you know this much. Okay, the smaller timer is getting ready to go off. Here we go. 2, 1, 0. That's the lovely sound of the smaller timer. And I'm going to shut that off. Now we have about 3 minutes left. I will probably read some more of this, but when we get down to 1 minute or so, I'm going to do a traditional sign-off. Or I can do the sign-off now and then just read what there's time for. Yeah. Let me do that. Let me do that. And by the way, I'm happy to say that the poem I read earlier, almost like it was an act of God, the last line I read to you before that hack interruption was actually the last line of the poem. I had no idea that was true. I do love, absolutely love, what could I call it? Chaos, the unexpected, the gritty. Some people are so inclined to be just saying and doing the one thing that everybody says and does. Like you walk into the office and you say, "Oh, how are you, Henry?" "Oh, I'm fine." That's, not even robots are going to be that bland. I can assure you, because I actually started another show that I haven't done with you guys yet, in which I interview Google Gemini about aspects of history and other topics. We've been having a lot of fun with that. I haven't put one on KMVT yet, but I have put one on my other YouTube channel, which is called Mark Isaac Potter Presents. So we're down to 57 seconds on the big clock. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I do want to say I love you all very much, even though that's an unconventional thing to say. Thank you for listening to the first 4 poems of my new book, my new manuscript, and please consider supporting KMVT 15. It's been Mark Isaac Potter for In Our Community. Take care, folks. Take care. Have a wonderful day. I didn't realize I was doing that. I may have to redo those. Ah, well, that's okay. Huh. Shit. My face, just like it was off on this one, was also off on the actual recording, so I don't think I can use that. Although, what I could have done was put up just a picture of myself. That might have worked. So I might do that, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, I'll think about it, but I probably have to do that over. But I don't have to do it over for this, for you guys. I can post this to TikTok, and I can post this to TikTok. Actually, I could post this to TikTok. Had I made this over here exclusively about the show, I might have even been able to put that on the air, although I don't think KMVT is ready to have some show that's taped on a phone. They ought to be, but they're not, so. All right, folks, I am going to do something else. I'm gonna post this stuff. I'm gonna think about how to redo the show, like that. All right, so love you guys. Talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for everything. God bless you. It's gonna take a while for this to post. This whole thing is 50 minutes and 51 minutes, which once I send it over to be posted, will probably take at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, but doesn't matter because like I'm now fond of saying, I have 4 phones, so. All right, love you guys. Talk to you soon.